Good Thursday evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to today's top news stories, let's take a quick look outside our weather window. And after a while, it's been a few days now, hasn't it? We saw the sunshine today, and that made for a beautiful day across almost all of north central Washington. This shot from our cross camera up on Wenatchee Heights, courtesy of Sky-Fi and Local Tel. And what a beautiful shot looking down at Wenatchee. And you can see the foothills off to the left and also the Cascades off in the distance. A few clouds late this afternoon, but we did see the sun, and that made for a beautiful afternoon. And as far as our extended forecast goes, let's take a peek at how next week shapes up. And tell you what, as you can see the map on the left, our temperature outlook will be above normal, our 8 to 14 day temperature outlook, although our 8 to 14 day precipitation outlook above normal as well. So it looks like what we'll see over the next 10 to 15 days is above normal temperatures and above normal precipitation. We'll have your complete weather forecast coming up a little bit later on. And now a few of the stories we're following for you tonight. A Quincy man who raped two underage victims and fathered a child with one of them pleaded guilty on Wednesday. The driver accused in a reckless DUI chase 2 weeks ago faces a trial on January 21st. And the North Central Washington Hispanic Chamber of Commerce will cease operations at the end of the year. But first, we begin tonight. A 19-year-old Wenatchee man faces multiple charges after crashing a truck into a power pole on Ninth Street early this morning. Power was knocked out to about 500 Chelan PUD customers near Wenatchee Valley College, and classes were either canceled or delayed at both the college and Westside High School. Sergeant Tim Licken of the Wenatchee Police Department said the unidentified man stole his grandfather's 2012 Dodge Ram pickup and hit the pole just before 2 a.m. He then fled on foot but was tracked down by police about 4:30 a.m. at a friend's house. After being treated for minor injuries at Central Washington Hospital, he was booked into jail on motor vehicle theft, DUI, and hit-and-run charges. Power was restored at 9:30 a.m. with damage to the pole estimated at $40,000. A Quincy man who raped two underage victims and fathered a child with one of them pleaded guilty on Wednesday. Ismael Amaya Diaz, who's 22, avoided trial on charges of second-degree rape by pleading to two lesser third-degree counts. Chelan County Sheriff's deputies arrested him in April after he was accused of coercing sex over the past 2 years from girls ages 13 and 15. Paternity tests showed one of the girls gave birth to his baby. Anaya Diaz faces a possible 15 months in prison when he's sentenced in January. Well, the driver accused in a reckless DUI chase 2 weeks ago faces a trial on January 21st. 53-year-old Timothy Mark Fryover is charged with DUI, fleeing police, and hit and run on the November 18th chase that wound from Springwater to Cedarwood Lane. Along the way, the car smashed a parked vehicle, a dirt embankment, and two power boxes before a Wenatchee police squad car rammed it to a stop. Fryover's license was already suspended from a previous DUI hit and run back in May, and he's allegedly had a half-empty bottle of vodka in that vehicle. He remained jailed as of Thursday on $100,000 bond. Well, the North Central Washington Hispanic Chamber of Commerce will cease operations at the end of the year. That's what the Chamber announced on earlier today. After a review of the organization by an outside consultant, Board President Wilma Cartnania said the Chamber decided its Latino business would be better served be ending operations and having the Wenatchee Valley Chamber of Commerce work to serve their members. To that end, the Wenatchee Valley Chamber announced today that it will establish a Hispanic Business Council next year. The North Central Washington Hispanic Chamber of Commerce will hold a farewell event for its members at 4 p.m. December 20th at the Wenatchee Valley Chamber of Commerce's downtown tasting room. Well, coming up next, Chelan County Sheriff Brian Burnett says Douglas County's decision to return to the Columbia River Drug Task Force will help offset the loss of funding from the Washington State Patrol. The Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife is sending out its thanks to the Wenatchee Sportsmen's Association for its efforts to feed wildlife in the Clackamas Wildlife Area. And we'll give you a look at some of the events happening around the valley for you to enjoy this weekend. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
Some jobs are a calling. They call on something higher, something deeper, and a commitment to country that never dies. At Gisa Credit Union, we help you support local veterans. With every purchase you make with a Gisa Local Heroes Affinity debit card, we make a donation to select veterans organizations. After all, we can never repay them, but we can do our best to help a little with the Gisa Veterans Affinity debit card.
When it comes to our community, you can count on Town Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram to be invested. From supporting community college scholarships through a concert series or participating in a local high school homecoming event, Town Chrysler has always put the community first. Buying local supports the jobs and programs you care about most. When it comes time to buy your next new or used car, SUV, or truck, remember, there's no reason to leave town.
Arctic Refrigeration and Heating, serving North Central Washington, is proud to offer the finest heating and cooling air quality products along with prompt and professional customer service since 1984. Regardless of the temperature outside, Arctic is here for you. Arctic offers a variety of services: residential and commercial heating, air conditioning, commercial refrigeration, as well as planned fall and spring maintenance for the overall well-being of your system. Call Arctic Refrigeration and Heating for your heating and cooling needs.
Welcome back. In another news, Chelan County Sheriff Brian Burnett says Douglas County's decision to return to the Columbia River Drug Task Force will help offset the loss of funding from the Washington State Patrol. Burnett explained in a recent NCWLIFE interview that the Regional Drug Task Force will also benefit from the city of East Wenatchee's rejoining the group.
I think for me, it's a big shout out to everybody involved for Douglas County coming back. We saw East Wenatchee Police come back in 2014. It was big. The Washington State Patrol is now no longer in our Columbia River Drug Task Force, just as of 2019. What happens is around the state, they have a lot of different things going on, but with promotions, that one of their detectives got promoted, and they had to look at their allocation of resources, and they decided that they needed to put that staff member somewhere else. And so and we're not the only task force, local task force around the state that has been impacted that way. But so this is great timing to have Douglas County coming back in, this next year when they get their pieces in place, right. Because we need those extra bodies more than ever now. But again, a good shout out, because I know that Sheriff Morris worked, our communications as undersheriff. We started this conversation a long time ago, and working with, he supported us and going and giving the information to his commissioners, talking to the prosecutor, their judges as well, because their local prosecutor will also be on our executive board along with Sheriff Morris, and so we work as a team and go over that information. So there's a lot of pieces here that has brought this, and so when I look at this as a great accomplishment, and he is correct when he says the collaboration and the working relationship that we have locally here at law enforcement has really increased in the last couple of years, and I see it growing even more, so and that's important.
Sheriff Morris acknowledges in a recent interview with NCWLIFE special correspondent Steve Hare that the county's involvement in the task force will come at a cost to cover the addition of a new deputy to replace the officer to be assigned to the task force.
But is it not a budget issue as far as Douglas County is concerned, and that's the reason why they dropped out in the first place?
Certainly. And we have, our general calls for service, and I've been forward about this from the beginning, that we cannot afford to take a deputy off the street, what we have right now, to try to assign them to the task force. That's why I needed a full-time body, and working with our commissioners, they see the same benefits. However, it's a financial situation, right? It's an impact on our overall budget, current expense. We're the largest current expense budget in the county.
Well, it's a commitment.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a commitment. And so how strong a commitment does Douglas County now have to staying on this time?
Well, as far as I'm concerned, it's long-term for me. Yeah. It's not a, for me, I'm not in it to dip my toe in the waters. But having said that, budgets are budgets. Yeah. And so if the commissioners are faced with hard times and they come to me with some cuts, then we will discuss that in the future. But I believe that we're doing okay, and we're going to move forward.
The two county sheriffs appeared with Steve Hare on a new NCWLIFE feature called In Focus, coming soon to our website at ncwlife.com. The Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife is sending out its thanks to the Wenatchee Sportsmen's Association for its efforts to feed wildlife in the Clackamas area. Early each winter, members use side-by-sides and ATVs to haul thousands of pounds of grain and corn to bird feeders in the 80,000-acre wildlife area north of Quincy. Fish and Wildlife said the Sportsmen's Association plays a huge role in the stewardship of the wildlife area by taking on projects the department doesn't have the resources to manage. Time now to find out what's happening around the valley for you to enjoy this weekend. Here once again is NCWLIFE's Megan McPherson.
Here's a look at what's on tap this weekend around the Wenatchee Valley. Eastmont High School Drama Club presents She Kills Monsters Young Adventurers Edition, being performed now through Saturday. She Kills Monsters is a surprisingly sweet tale of friendship, loss, and acceptance. Get your tickets at numericapac.org. Waterville is having their annual Christmas tree lighting this Friday at 6 p.m. at the entrance to Pioneer Park. This is a family event with guest star Frosty. There will be live music by a local brass band, cookies, hot cocoa and cider for all, as well as gift bags for the children. Pybus Market, NCRL, Parsons Photography, and Women's Resource Center team up for the very first Holly Jolly Jamboree. This free event will take place in the local Till Event Center from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. The Holly Jolly Jamboree will feature professional photos with Santa by Parsons Photography, a kids craft with the Wenatchee Public Library, and a poetry reading with Perry the Poetry Fairy. There will also be refreshments to enjoy: Domino's Pizza, Crunch Pack apples, and beverages from Weinstein Beverage. The Holiday Craft Bazaar, sponsored by the Wenatchee High School Golden Apple Band Boosters, is this Saturday from 9 to 3 at Wenatchee High School. There will be over 100 craft vendors selling a variety of handmade original arts and crafts, from all-natural soaps and lotions to one-of-a-kind pottery pieces, succulents, beautiful wool fiber arts, hand-painted Christmas ornaments, creatively welded yard art, Wenatchee-written children's books, and so much more. And finally, Handel's Messiah Sing-Along is this Sunday at 6:30 p.m. at Wenatchee High School. Serve Wenatchee Valley connects attendees with Handel's groundbreaking work to make beautiful music and provide social benefit at this wonderfully charitable time of the year. The purpose of Handel's Messiah Sing-Along is to raise $50,000 in community support for local families. For more information on this weekend's events and others, visit the community calendar at ncwlife.com.
You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. Coming up next, your complete local weather forecast. That and much more still to come on the NCWLIFE Evening News. Stay with us.
Travel enhances your life in every way. Let the travel professionals at Journey Travel and Tours help you plan that dream vacation. Don't leave the important details to those nameless, faceless online agencies. At Journey Travel and Tours, our goal is to build relationships that last a lifetime. And when you do need help, we have a 24-hour helpline that is routed to one of the agents in our office. When you think travel, think Journey Travel and Tours. It's where your journey begins. Like us on Facebook, and you could be one of our monthly winners.
December 2nd is the date you want to be at Antique Mall at Cashmere for their Customer Appreciation Day. Don't miss out on the fun. There will be door prizes, free gift wrapping, layaway, gift certificates available, festive refreshments, and loads of special sales throughout the 15,000 square foot mall. The Antique Mall at Cashmere has something for everyone, from the avid collector to the do-it-yourselfers and toys for the young and young at heart. At Antique Mall at Cashmere, you'll find treasures in every corner.
Are the rumors true, Corey?
Yes, and you're going to love what we're doing at Sangster Buick GMC. We're just $49 down delivered. Wenatchee Valley, winter's coming and we have your solution. Just $49 down and you're driving the vehicle of your dreams. All-wheel drive, four-wheel drive, new or used, virtually any make and model. GMC, Buick, Subaru, Honda, and much more. Yes, the rumors are true. Just $49 down delivered. Choose your vehicle. Compare price, service, and selection. Sangster Buick GMC. SangsterMotors.com. We're caring about your family, brings you back to ours.
Time Time now for a check of your North Central Washington weather forecast. Before we get to those details, a beautiful shot outside our weather window this afternoon, looking down from our cross camera at Wenatchee Heights down at beautiful Wenatchee, and our snow that we did see in the foothills and even on most of our grassy areas around the Wenatchee Valley. Snow's all gone now. Temperatures very mild this afternoon. In fact, we were well above where we should be for this time of year today. Unofficially 42 degrees our high temperature. Felt great, didn't it? It was nice just to see the sunshine after that inversion of the clouds the past few days. 35 is our normal high temperature. We started off on the mild side too. 32 degrees, which helped us get to that 42. 25 is our normal low temperature. Record high was set back in 2012. Only 48 degrees for our record now, so you know we're getting closer to winter, aren't we? Record low, 8 degrees in 1984. Precipitation now, we're at 6.52. We've been there for a while. That's since January 1st, and that now puts us at almost 3/10 below where we should be, 3/10 of an inch below where we should be for this time of year. Sunrise this morning, 7:32, and the sunset this afternoon at 4:11. Let's take a peek at that Friday now as we get closer to the weekend, and we will see a day tomorrow a lot like today. Maybe not quite as warm as some of those temperatures today. 40s for Moses Lake and Ephrata, 39 Wenatchee, also Quincy, Kashmir at 39. You folks in Leavenworth, about 37 for your high, and up in Omak, Okanagan County, you as well will see 39 degrees for your afternoon high on Friday. Taking a look at that surface loop now, we'll start with tonight and run you through the weekend and into next week. Tonight, mostly cloudy skies, fog developing. Here's our next weather maker, and it's wrapping up just off the coast of Oregon and California. That's why we'll see the fog develop. A few clouds will move in from that storm system. By Friday, we'll start off with a little bit of morning fog and then a 40% chance of evening showers. It will mainly be after dark and into our evening hours right throughout most of central and western Washington Friday. For Saturday, some leftover shower activity. We'll still see this low in southern Oregon, and that could swing some energy up our way on Saturday. By afternoon, though, cloudy and mild. Rain totals, most of it will be in western Washington, about 1/4 of an inch at the most. We won't even see that much here in the Wenatchee area. By Sunday then, unseasonably mild. We will see temperatures well into the 40s in southeastern Washington, also western Washington. Temperatures into the middle 50s on Sunday. That will continue for our Monday as well. We'll see lots of sunshine. As you can see, hardly a cloud in Washington state. There is a bit of a frontal boundary that will begin to move in, and that'll happen Tuesday. As you can see, a lot of clouds throughout the Pacific Northwest, and that means showers developing by late in the day on Tuesday. We could even see a mix of rain and snow for Tuesday as this huge storm moves all of that moisture right into Washington state. It's going to be a rainy, wet one on Wednesday too, with cloudy skies then. But the good news is we are going to stay on the mild side. I'll show you right now in our Patriot Plumbing, Heating and Cooling 7-day forecast. 32, the freezing mark for overnight low tonight. 39, we'll see a 40% chance for rain showers tomorrow night, and that means some leftover showers on Saturday morning, about a 40% chance for rain then. And then lots of sunshine for Sunday and Monday, but we will cool off just a little bit. And by Tuesday, about 38 degrees with isolated showers. A better chance for showers on Wednesday with a 30% chance for a rain-snow mix. High then at 39. And you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. In fact, that's a look at your local weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
Being able to support yourself and your family is an important part of who we are. We all need to know we're able to provide ourselves with a secure future. Some job seekers have a harder time finding work. That's why Goodwill's Employment Connection Center is here, a free walk-in job search assistance program designed to help people find work. When you shop at or donate to Goodwill, you're really being a job creator, and that's a good thing for everyone's future. Goodwill. There's more behind the store.
Family roles change with time. You may find yourself being an unpaid caregiver to a loved one. Caregiving can be rewarding, but also stressful. Taking care of yourself is vital. Aging and Adult Care of Central Washington has low or no-cost services for unpaid caregivers, such as in-home support, care supplies, and counseling. Connect in your local area by calling Aging and Adult Care at 800-572-4459 and mention you're interested in caregiver support.
Bring the whole family up to Stormy Mountain Brewing and local public house in historic downtown Chelan. Applewood smoked brisket, street-style tacos, and our award-winning barbecue rubs and sauces. Our meals pair perfectly with our exciting lineup of craft ales, made right here in Chelan. We've got room for big groups, or give us a call for catering. So grab the kids and check out the fun at Stormy Mountain Brewing and local public house located in the heart of Chelan.
And now it's a sports update on the NCWLIFE channel.
And a good Thursday to you. Breaking news today, Wenatchee Wild head coach Bliss Littler is stepping down from his post. Littler says he's having to step down due to ongoing health issues he's faced over the past 2.5 years. He says he'll stay on as general manager and handle the business side of the hockey club. And a release from the team today, Chris Clark was named interim head coach and will hold that position for the rest of the season. Clark has been with the Wild since its inception in Wenatchee back in 2008. Littler joined the franchise in 2012 and has compiled a record of 256, 136 and 49 in that time, including leading Wenatchee to a Fred Page Cup and Doyle Cup championship in 2018. In 26 years of coaching, Littler has 836 wins and championships in the AFHL, AWHL, USHL, and BCHL. He was named Coach of the Year in the AFHL and twice in the BCHL. He was also named GM of the Year in the USHL. Littler has had 30 players under his tutelage be selected in the NHL draft. We wish Bliss good health and best to Gretchen and the family. Our hope is that they'll continue to be an integral part here of the Wenatchee Valley. Well, on the ice last night, Wenatchee proved it could play with the best team of the BCHL by downing the Penticton V's 4-3 at the Town Toyota Center. After falling behind 1-0 in the first period, Wenatchee came out in a fury in the second, getting goals from Brett Chorsky, Harrison Scott, and Matt Dorsey. The 3-1 advantage was shaved to 1 shortly into the third, but Nicholas Chmielewski came through with what proved to be the game winner 98 seconds later. Our checker had the call on the Wenatchee Wild Hockey Network.
Sealed off there by Herzog are the V's, but Tyler Ho comes in. He throws a shot on net, rebound, swatted home. Kalazic got the rebound. Tyler Ho ended up with it. Jack Bayless will receive the pass, carries into the zone. Somerville poked it off his blade. Clearing attempt, hit a body, stays in, backhand score! Brett Chorsky with a backhander. After the clearing attempt, hit a body and stayed in play. And Chorsky pounced right on it below the hash marks in between the circles. All this inside the Penticton zone off to my left. Centering feed in front, shot, a pad save, rebound, score! Harrison Scott. After the initial shot was taken by Dorsey, Peretz made the stop, and Harrison Scott followed. And the Wild, just that quickly, now lead it 2-1. Shoveled across for Hutchison. That shot blocked, and Bayless picks up the rebound. Bayless takes off on the right side. Backhanded along, in, shot, score! Matt Dorsey at full speed made an absolutely gorgeous deke. Put it in around behind Peretz. And the Wild now lead it 3-1. Sometimes that's the way it works. Here's David Celia into the zone, centering feed and a score. David Celia threw it off the left side. Darwin Lacaduke was going right up the middle, and he pushes the one-timer low on the blocker's side. He tried to catch it with his skate blade. He'll eventually recover. Walks out in front. Shot save made. Chmielewski scores! Chorsky did the work coming out of the left corner. And Nico Chmielewski pounced on the rebound. V's with it around the perimeter. 45 seconds left in the power play. Shot and a loose puck and a score. Oh, it bounced off of Lacaduke, actually. He never even took a shot. It hit a leg, bounced off of, I believe, off Lacaduke. Maybe Niedermeyer is leading the drive-by, but that was just a weird hop. 6-on-4. And Chorsky wins the draw, and the puck cleared out through center. Deep down inside the Penticton zone, 6 seconds left. They'll wing it around behind their net over to Kalazic, but there's not enough time. Shot by Bavaro, but it doesn't matter. Time expires. And the Wild hold on. And they'll claim the victory here tonight by a final score of 4-3.
So nice win last night. Wenatchee hits the road for 3 against Vernon, Coquitlam, and Trail before returning home next Friday. Well, Eastmont's 2 for 2 in the week in girls bowling. Wildcats topped Davis at Eastmont Lanes yesterday 4-0 and improved to 3-2 on the season in Big 9 play. West Valley also topped Sealy yesterday 4-0 to earn its first win. Wenatchee was on the road earlier today at Nob Hill Lanes in Yakima to take on West Valley. Coming up in girls basketball tonight, Wenatchee hosting Pasco. That's also the tip time, 5:45 for Natchez Valley and Cascade. Chelan is on the road at Clay Elum at 6. Waterville Mansfield begins the season at home tonight at 6:30 against Pateras. On the boys' side, Chelan plays at Clay Elum at 7. Cascade hosts Natchez Valley at 7:15. The Shockers have a late start time, 8 o'clock against Pateras in Waterville tonight. Prep boys swim season gets underway also today in Moses Lake. Earlier, Lions Pool the site for the pentathlon. Eastmont, Wenatchee, Davis, and Ike taking on the Chiefs there. Moses Lake School also the site for the wrestling jamboree today. Wenatchee boys joining Royal and Othello along with the Chiefs for some early season grappling on the mats. Well, Mike Leach will be coaching at Washington State for at least another 5 years. Washington State Athletic Director Pat Chun announced today that Leach agreed to a contract extension that will run through the 2024 season. Rumors had been swirling about Leach being sought after by Florida State, Ole Miss, and Missouri. Leach has 43 wins across 5 seasons, the best 5-year run in the program's history. Overall, in 8 seasons, he's 55-46. Well, the Mariners have added to their farm system with the addition of pitcher Adam Hill from Milwaukee in exchange for catcher Omar Narvaez. Mariner Vice President GM Jerry DiPoto announced today that the team acquired the right-handed pitcher and a 2020 competitive balance round B selection from the Brewers. DiPoto says Seattle will stick with Tom Murphy and Austin Nola at catcher as they continue to develop minor league prospect Cal Raleigh. And for the Seahawks, they prepare to take on the Rams Sunday night. Team probably having some fun doing so. That's the theme around the practice facility. Work, but also having fun doing it. And Coach Pete Carroll says he'd have it no other way.
Well, I do, and it's always been, you play football, and I like to go back to that thought, you don't work football, you don't drudgery through football, you play it, and these guys love to play this game. They've grown up as kids loving it, and I don't ever want to lose connection with that. So just having a good time doing it, figuring out how to lighten up the atmosphere while we work really hard and maintain standards, and I'm going to find a way. If we're not having fun, I feel like I'm screwing up, to tell you the truth. And so it should be a good time, and we should be practicing with great energy and juice and hauling butt around here and everything we're doing. But you can have a good time doing that too, and it's just been the way we do it.
Seahawks face Los Angeles Sunday, a win or a tie, and they wrap up a postseason chance. How about that? Like that. That's sports. I'm Eric Granstrom. Grant, back to you.
Thank you, Eric. And as we leave you tonight, Olivia Martinez of Moses Lake knows all about her nephew Messiah's obsession with all things police. So as a special surprise, she arranged for Officer Edmund Guerrero to stop by the soon-to-be 3-year-old's Moses Lake home Sunday for a visit. And as you can clearly see, that made the little guy's day. And what a great shot that is. Now let's check in with Dan Kuntz for a look at what's coming up tomorrow morning on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Dan?
Thank you very much, Grant. We invite you to start your weekend the right way, the local way, right here on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley tomorrow morning. My guests are going to be the senior drum major and the junior drum major for the Wenatchee High School Golden Apple Marching Band. We're going to re-air that interview. First of all, these are really good kids doing really good stuff. And, of course, on Saturday is their annual Holiday Craft Bazaar at Wenatchee High School. It's their single biggest fundraiser of the year for the band, and they invite you to come and get some very unique items at Wenatchee High School all day on Saturday. Plus, everything you're used to for Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Can't wait to see it. We'll be here live from this very studio tomorrow at 7 a.m. Grant, back to you.
Thank you, Dan. And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for joining us. Have a great day.
there, Wenatchee. I'm Sean Lee, and I'm inviting you to check out the NCW Movie Guide to keep up on what movies are playing in our town.